Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10. We are on chapter 13. We have been reading how Lord Balaram was astonished that the cowherd men and the cows had so much love for their children. He was wondering what's happening. So, reading on, Kim etad adbhutam eva.
Ratna, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I can. Kim etad abhutam iva
Vasudeve kilatmani.
vasudeve khilatmani
Rajasya satmanastokeshva.
brajasya shatmanasto keshva
Apurvam prema vardhate.
apurvam prema vardhate.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. What is this wonderful phenomenon? The affection of all the inhabitants of Braj, including me, towards these boys and calves is increasing as never before, just like our affection for Lord Krishna, the super soul of all living entities. This increase of affection was not Maya, rather because Krishna has expanded himself as everything, and because the whole life of everyone in Vrindavan was meant for Krishna, the cows, because of affection for Krishna, had more affection for the older calves than for the new calves, and the men increased in their affection for their sons. So Prabhupada is explaining that this is not Maya, thinking, oh, my children, my calves. No, it's because this is Krishna himself. So as we have been saying, that always the Brajvasis had more affection for Krishna than their own children. So, and now that Krishna had expanded as their children, so naturally they had more attraction for them now. Balaram was astonished to see all the residents of Vrindavan so affectionate toward their own children, exactly as they had been for Krishna. Similarly, the cows had grown affectionate toward their calves, as much as toward Krishna. Balaram was surprised to see the acts of Yogamaya. Therefore he inquired from Krishna, what is happening here? What is this mystery? And Balaram found himself also being more attractive to these friends and the calves than before, because otherwise everyone's focal point was Krishna. But now everyone is loving these other boys and calves, so he's asking Krishna, what's the mystery? What is this? How come? What's happening? It was never like this before. Keyam va kuta ayata.
Keyam vakuta ayatam
Devi va nari utasuri.
devi vanandi vashuri
Prayo mayastu me bhartur.
prayo mayatsu me bhartu
Nanya me pi vimohini.
nanya nipi vimohini.
Who is this mystic power and where has she come from? Is she a demigod or a demoness? She must be the illusory energy of my master, Lord Krishna, for who else can bewilder me? Balaram was surprised. This extraordinary show of affection, he thought, was something mystical, performed either by the demigods or some wonderful man. Otherwise, how could this wonderful change take place? This Maya may be some Rakshasi Maya, he thought. But how can Rakshasi Maya have any influence upon me? This is not possible. Therefore, It must be the Maya of Krishna. He thus concluded that the mystical change must have been caused by Krishna, whom Balaram considered his worshipable personality of Godhead. He thought it was arranged by Krishna, and even I could not check its mystic power. Thus Balaram understood that all these boys and calves were only expansions of Krishna. So बलराम जी अभी सोच रहे हैं कि क्या हुआ, मैं भी इतना कैसे illusion में कैसे आ गया, that I cannot understand what's happening. Everyone is being attracted to these boys and Krishna, boys and calves. Maybe किसने कुछ जादू कर दिया है, कि कोई demigod है, what is happening? Then he's like, yeah, but nothing, all this thing cannot touch me, you know. All these things cannot bewilder me. उनका ये सब का मेरे ऊपर कुछ असर ही नहीं होगा. Only what can affect me is Krishna's Maya, Yoga Maya. Then, because Krishna is my Lord, and only Krishna can do this. Then he understood, Krishna has expanded as these boys and calves, and that's why everyone is attracted to him. Iti sanchintya dasharho, dasharho.
Iti Shanchita Chintya Dasharo
Vatsansa vayasanapi
Vatsansavestan San Anapi
sarvam sarvan achashta vaikuntham
Sharvan Achasta Vaikuntham
chakshusha vayunena saha.
Chakshusha Vayone Nisha.
Thinking in this way, Lord Balaram was able to see with the eye of transcendental knowledge that all these calves and Krishna's friends were expansions of the form of Sri Krishna. Every individual is different. There are even differences between twin brothers. Yet, when Krishna expanded himself as the boys and calves, each boy and each calf appeared in its own original feature with the same individual way of acting, the same tendencies, the same color, the same dress, and so on. But Krishna manifested himself with all these differences. This was Krishna's opulence. So we can see there's no two people alike in the world. No matter even if they're twins, even if they're identical twins, there will be some difference. They may behave differently. Even if they look the same, they may behave differently. So, but Krishna, when he's expanding as these cows and calves and the boys, he's being exactly as they were. So one may think, oh, how can be, how can be? But Krishna can do that. This is Krishna's inconceivable potency. This is Krishna's opulence. Like Krishna can do this. Why Krishna cannot do it? And somebody may say, why Krishna can do it? A devotee may ask, why Krishna cannot do it? He's God, he can. Naite Suresha Rishayo Nachaite
Nete Shuresha Rashio Nachete
Tvam Eva Bhashe Shabid Ashrayepi.
Tam Eva Hashish Pit Ashrayapi
Sarvam Prithakvam Nigamat Katham Vadeti.
Sharvam Prithaktam Nigama Katham Vadeti
Uktena Vrittam Prabhuna Balovet.
Uktena Vrittam Prabhuna Balovet.
Or Baladev said, O Supreme Controller, these boys are not great demigods, as I previously thought. Nor are these calves great sages like Narad. Now I can see that you alone are manifesting yourself in all varieties of difference. Although one, you are existing in the different forms of the calves and boys. Please briefly explain this to me. Having thus been requested by Lord Baladev, Krishna explained the whole situation and Baladev understood it. Inquiring from Krishna about the actual situation, Lord Balaram said, "My dear Krishna, in the beginning I thought that all these calves, and cowherd boys were either great sages and saintly persons or demigods. But at the present it appears that they are actually your expansions. They are all you. You yourself are playing as the calves and cows and boys. What is the mystery of this situation? Where have those other calves and cows and boys gone? And why are you expanding yourself as the calves and boys? Will you kindly tell me what is the cause?" So Lord Balaram, he's saying, what's happening, First I thought that maybe there's so people are giving so much affection to these calves and to the boys. Maybe they are great sages. Maybe they are demigods. First I thought it's like this. But now I can understand it's only you who has expanded. They are not they are not some demigod or great sages. It's you. But why have you done this? क्यों कैसे ऐसे क्यों किया है आपने? Can you tell me what happened? At the request of Balaram, Krishna briefly explained the whole situation, how the calves and boys were stolen by Brahma, and how he was concealing the incident by expanding himself so that people would not know that the original calves and boys were missing. Balaram understood, therefore, that this was not Maya, but Krishna's opulence. Krishna has all opulences, and this was but another opulence of Krishna. So Krishna is saying, oh well, because Brahma took away those, so what can I do? Then I just expanded. So this is Krishna's opulence. Yeah, Prabhupada is explaining. This is Krishna's opulence. And Krishna can do anything. Why he cannot do? At first, Lord Balaram said, I thought that these boys and calves were a display of the power of great sages like Narad. But now I see that all these boys and calves are you. After inquiring from Krishna, Lord Balaram understood that Krishna himself had become many. That the Lord can do this is stated in the Brahma Samhita 533. Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam. Although he is one, he can expand himself in so many forms. So for us, it is inconceivable, because we are one, but we cannot expand. But Krishna can. Krishna can, and Lord Balaram is saying that, Lord Brahma is saying this in Brahma Samhita, that God is one, but he can expand. He expands as Lord Ramachandra, Lord Nishinga, Matsya, Kurma. So in the same way, he's also expanded as the cows and the calves. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
According to the Vedic version, Eko Bahusyam, he can expand himself into many thousands and millions, but still remain one. In that sense, everything is spiritual because everything is an expansion of Krishna. That is, everything is an expansion either of Krishna himself or of his potency. So then Prabhupada is further explaining that since everything is coming from Krishna, everything is expansion of Krishna, so everything is actually spiritual. Expansion of either Krishna himself or expansion of Krishna's energy. So because the potency is non-different from the potency and the potent are one. Shakti Shakti Matayor Abheda. So everything is actually spiritual. That's how the pure devotee, he doesn't see the material world. He's seeing the spiritual world wherever he goes. Why? Because he understands it's Krishna's energy, expansion of Krishna's energy. Everything is coming from Krishna. Maya is when we forget Krishna, when we think that something or someone does not have relation with Krishna. The Mayavadis, however, say Chit Achit Saman Vaya. Spirit and matter are one. This is a wrong conception. Spirit, Chit, is different from matter, Achit, as explained by Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita 7.4 to 5. Bhumir apo nalo vayo kammano buddhir evacha ahankara iti yam me binna prakritir ashtada apareyam etasva anyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharayate jagat. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these eight comprise my separated material energies. But besides this inferior nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is a superior energy of mine, which consists of all living entities who are struggling with material nature and are sustaining the universe. So Krishna is explaining, he's telling us this difference between matter and spirit in Bhagavad Gita. Matter, material things. He's saying all this earth, water, air, fire, ether, all the gross and subtle elements, they're also coming from me. But they are material, belonging to the material energy. They are inferior, but there is a superior energy, and that is the jivas. And we are struggling with material nature, sustaining the universe. Our struggle, what is our struggle with the material nature?
The living, how to survive.
Yeah, how to
Yeah,
survive.
survive.
Yeah, because we want to control the material nature. Yeah, we are thinking we are the controllers of this material nature. Yeah, we think the material nature belongs to us. So we struggle here to survive, to sustain over here our lives. It's a struggle. Spirit and matter cannot be made one, for actually they are superior and inferior energies. Yet the Mayavadis or Advaitavadis try to make them one. This is wrong. So, spirit and matter cannot be combined in the sense they cannot, matter cannot become spirit, spirit cannot become matter. They're different. Like oil and water, right? No matter you mix it, they always remain the same. Oil will
Hare
remain
Krishna.
oil, water is water. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so it means the calf and the gopas and gopis, whatever who were there at that time, they were covered with Yog Maya energy, and we are covered with Mahamaya energy. That's why this difference is here, right?
Yes, that's
Because
right.
okay.
Yeah, because we have forgotten Krishna.
Hmm. So we are in material desires and the lust and the.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Mm.
So that's why we are struggling for surviving and competing with each other, and we forgot
Our
Krishna.
relation with Krishna.
Hmm.
Yes, that's right. That's right. But the Brajvasis, they understand. And so they're in
Hmm.
perfect harmony.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm. And all their activities are all because they love Krishna. So, okay. For example, there are many things that come from our bodies, but although they come from the same source, they cannot be made one. We should be careful to note that although the Supreme Source is one, the emanations from this source should be separately regarded as inferior and superior. So someone may say, Sab ek hai, sab ek hai. Ah, okay, everything is coming from one. Everything is coming from Krishna. But there is differences. There's a difference between the body and the soul. The difference between the Mayavad and Vaishnava philosophies is that the Vaishnava philosophy recognizes this fact. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy, therefore, is called Achintya Bheda Abheda, simultaneous oneness and difference. For example, fire and heat cannot be separated. From where there is fire, there is heat, and when there is heat, there is fire. Nonetheless, although we cannot touch fire, heat we can tolerate. Therefore, although they are one, they are different. So, one and different, simultaneously one and different. Achintya Bheda Abheda. So, Prabhupada is giving the example fire and heat. Where there is fire, it will be hot. Where it's hot, we have to understand there is fire. That's why there is heat. So they are one and different. Fire, we cannot tolerate fire at all. But heat, the intensity is less than fire, so we can still tolerate it. So one and different. Same in quality, different in quantity. Is that okay?
Yeah, but Shilpaji, what about the body and the soul is that the body is the inferior energy, though it is coming from Krishna only. It's Krishna's energy only, but it's the inferior and that's the superior. But
Yes,
the
we are superior.
right, but the uh, simultaneously one and different is a different theory, right?
Yes, we are simultaneously one with Krishna. And
But that is that in the quantity in the quality we are the same, but in the quantity we are different than
yes,
Krishna, right? That's
yes,
that theory. Okay.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Tavad eti atma bhur atma
तावत् एति आत्मभूर आत्मा
manena truti anehasam
मानेन त्रुटियन्हि एषा
puruvad abdam kridantam
पुरुवद् आब्दं क्रीदन्तम्
dadarshe sakalam harim.
ददर्शे साकलं हरिम्.
When Lord Brahma returned after a moment of time had passed, according to his own measurement, he saw that although by human measurement a complete year had passed, Lord Krishna, after all that time, was engaged just as before in playing with the boys and calves who were his expansions. Is this very long?
This is very long. 3 paragraphs.
3 paragraphs. We can go into this tomorrow.
Yeah, better because this is a different theory kind of.
Yeah. So anyway, Lord Balaram is asked the question from Krishna that what happened, why have you expanded? First I was thinking it's some demon or some demigod or some great sages, who has expanded. But now I understand it's you because everyone has the maximum love for you. So all these expansions are you. And why did you do it? And Krishna said, oh, well, because Lord Balaram took away the cows and calves and boys. So that's why. And then tomorrow we're going to read what happens when Lord Brahma is coming back. We'll get into that tomorrow. Did you all want to add anything?
Yesterday I was just thinking on what we had read, that how everyone was in so much love with everybody. So I was just thinking that what that love must be, because when we just claim that we love our children and we think that it is the मतलब ये तो बस it's the topmost of the love, जो प्यार हमारे पास हमारे बच्चों के लिए है कि भाई हम इतना प्यार करते हैं अपने बच्चों को. और सो आई वाज जस्ट इमेजिनिंग कि वो तो कुछ भी नहीं है जो एक्चुअल में वो था जो वो एक दूसरे के लिए, मतलब वो उनके लिए फील कर रहे थे सब. Like now we read that it was for everybody. Not even Balram ji was in so much more love with all of them. जितना कि वो कृष्णा को करते थे, right?
क्योंकि वो कृष्णा ही है ना.
वो कृष्णा ही है. तो इवन
Hmm.
बलराम जी तो मतलब everybody was loving each other so much,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
तो मैंने कहा कि हम अपना इतना सा सिर्फ ऐसे ड्रॉप प्यार करके ऐसा सोचते पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं हम. ओ माय गॉड आई लव सो मच. लेकिन मतलब वो भी कुछ नहीं उसके आगे. दैट्स व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू
yeah.
यू नो
हाँ,
थिंक
सही है. Yeah, yeah, it's true.
कि हम कितना प्यार करते हैं. मतलब हमको ऐसा लगता है ना इतना सा करके कि हम कितना प्यार करते, देखो ये प्यार है.
Hmm.
बट
Yeah,
वो भी कुछ भी नहीं है. मतलब वो इतना प्यार था कि नथिंग.
yeah, yeah.
वाओ.
True. जैसे हाउ गोपास रो रहे थे, वापस जा रहे हैं तो
हम्म.
रो रहे हैं.
हम्म.
Yeah, they don't want to be separated. How the cows are licking them like that. The cows are licking the calves like that. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
मतलब हम तो नहीं ऐसे, मतलब हम तो 1 मिनट का झूठा रो लेंगे, और वो भी अपने बच्चे के लिए वो जा रहा है तो
Yeah,
मतलब टेयर्स आ जाते हैं हमारे भी. बट लेकिन मतलब वो जो अमाउंट है लव, ओ माय गॉड.
yeah. और पता
पढ़
है
के
स्पिरिचुअल प्लेटफॉर्म पे ये लव की
हम्म.
लिमिट नहीं है. वो और बढ़ता जाता है, और बढ़ता जाता है, और डीपर
हम्म.
होता जाता है. वो ऑलरेडी परफेक्ट है पर फिर और बढ़ता है. Yeah, अनलिमिटेडली बढ़ता ही जाता है at every moment. जल्दी जाना चाहिए ना गोलोक वृंदावन.
हम्म. गॉड. एवर इंक्रीजिंग लव
Ever
वहां पर.
increasing love.
गुड.
Mm. Okay. Thank you all for listening and enjoying. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. हरे कृष्ण.